Garoppolo have agreed to extend this marriage for one more year. And the analogy I used and Richard Sherman used it a couple weeks later, this is very much we're getting divorced, but we're living in the same house. And it's weird, man. It's it's weird. Now, this is if you've been listening to the show, this is what I've been saying they should do all along. I think there are plenty of good reasons to keep Jimmy Garoppolo around. But I also just did not think it was going to happen. Because of how this relationship just kind of, and on the surface, everybody was keeping it cool, and maybe that was real. Maybe now in hindsight and knowing that the two sides have agreed to a new deal, maybe there were always good feelings there between the two parties, and they just understood what the situation is. And the 49ers at one point wanted to move on from Jimmy Garoppolo, and Jimmy Garoppolo at one point didn't want to be Trey Lance's backup quarterback and wanted to go and find better opportunities out there. But you can have both of those thoughts and still be okay with each other and leave on good terms. And apparently the terms were good enough that Jimmy Garoppolo ain't going nowhere. And like I said, you can react. You can give us a call at 800-920-1140. You can text the show 916-339-1140 or comment on the YouTube page. But the way that this thing had gone, I just thought it was a done deal. The whole time I was saying, why wouldn't you want to have a backup quarterback that gives you a chance to win a Super Bowl if something goes wrong with Trey Lance? Why wouldn't you wait to see if a trade market develops at some point in the season through a change in somebody else's quarterback situation via injury or whatever the case might be as a 17-game season goes on and a team might have a need for a Jimmy Garoppolo? Now, Schefter says in his tweet that it contains no trade clause, no tag clauses assuring Garoppolo will remain in San Francisco this season. I still think that, while yes, there's a no trade clause, if they find a situation that Jimmy would be willing to go to, probably waive that no trade clause. And so I don't think that changes that at all. But while I believe that, I thought that the relationship was just gone too far. I wasn't believing what they were telling us. Jimmy saying, hey man, it's been good in San Francisco, but probably not the situation for me. No hard feelings, nothing but love. And the 49ers going, yeah, we love Jimmy, but this is Trey's team, and we're ready to move forward. And just all the talk has been, and with good reason, man, when you put a guy off on the field by himself to the side to throw to small children and don't give him a playbook, like, yeah, people will assume that he doesn't really have a place on this football team. And that's what I assume too. And the other assumption that a lot of people made, and this is one that I always push back on, is that Jimmy being there is somehow a hindrance to Trey Lance. Is somehow gonna psych him out. Jimmy looking over his shoulder, and every time he stumbles, everybody in the media and maybe even a few teammates going, "Oh, maybe we should go to Jimmy Garoppolo." I don't think that type of stuff bothers Trey Lance. And quite frankly, if it does, he was never that dude to begin with. If you're new to the show, that dude is, well, that dude. You know what I mean? Like an Aaron Rodgers is that dude. You know what I mean? Like a Giannis or a Kevin Durant or a LeBron. They're that dude. If Trey Lance can't handle the pressure of a Jimmy Garoppolo looking over his shoulder, then he wasn't cut from the right fabric to begin with. He never had the moxie and the confidence and the wherewithal to deal with the pressure of being an NFL quarterback. He's gonna find himself in much more high pressure situations under much stronger microscopes over the course of his NFL career if he turns out to be the quarterback that the 49ers want him to be than Jimmy Garoppolo looking over his shoulder. If you're that dude, you fear no man. You fear no competition. There's no spotlight too bright. There's no test too tough. There's no pressure that will break you if you're that dude. And obviously, that's not the only thing you need if you're that dude. You need all the other things that go into being a quarterback, and Trey Lance seems to have those too. But if this is somehow a hindrance to Trey Lance, then he just failed the first test, and you found out earlier than maybe you would that he wasn't the guy that you thought he was, and you can start looking for the guy all over again. And we're going to get into what that means for John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan in just about an hour in the 4:00 hour of the show. So I think it's a brilliant move, to be quite frank with you. This is what I've been saying the 49ers should do all along. I don't know if he's going to be like the backup quarterback, like the classic backup quarterback, like he's going to be in practice every day. He'll take a few reps. He'll be in the QB room. Or, and I threw out this possibility before, what if he's just like a parachute backup quarterback? What if he's just like, you keep handling him the way you're handling him, like he's not really part of the team. He's just, he's somewhere in the building. He's just not with the rest of the guys. He's just somewhere in the building. He's getting the workouts in. You got to stay fit when you look like a Jimmy G. You got to look good. You got to be in beat shape. You know what I mean? So he's somewhere working out. He's maybe looking at tape. He's throwing to somebody somewhere. But just to keep him away from Trey Lance. And then if you need him, like you throw up the bat signal and Jimmy Garoppolo parachutes in and is the quarterback when you need him. That would be a very strange situation. But honestly, with how strangely they've handled this situation all along, wouldn't be shocked. Wouldn't be even a little bit shocked. Would you, Nate? I wouldn't be too surprised.
I don't know what to expect. I have no idea. I want to ask you, though, do you think this affects his tradability, his trade value now that his contract's been restructured?
I would think it. Well, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what the contract is, but money is always something that these teams can work around. You know what I mean? Because if he hit free agency, somebody was going to pay probably about what. Well, actually, no. This makes him the highest paid backup quarterback. They said
he kind of already was
in the league, right? Yeah, he kind of already was. When you think about it,
yeah.
Now he's actually maybe going to be the backup quarterback, though. I don't know. I mean, the 49ers can always pick up a chunk of the salary if they were to trade him. That's always an option. Like I said, these teams, if they want to make something happen, they can make it work. The NFL salary cap isn't real. I'm convinced it's not.
I know.
It's not real.
The Rams don't believe in it.
No, it's all smoke and mirrors. Yeah. But I think it's a great move. I think it's a great move for a number of reasons. And I don't think it hinders Trey Lance. I don't think people talking about, oh, should Jimmy G get the job when Trey Lance stumbles? I don't think that affects him. And like I said, if it does, that was a problem before you even knew it. Jimmy G is coming back to the 49ers. They've agreed to a new contract. He's the highest paid backup quarterback in the league and is sticking around for one more year. What are your thoughts?